It's easy to argue that the most important molecules in the human body are proteins. We have over 100,000 different proteins in our bodies. They make up organs, they make up muscles, and they include all of the enzymes that help control all the chemical reactions of our bodies. They start out as long, skinny chains and fold themselves up into three-dimensional shapes, and shape is everything. All amino acids have something in common. They have the same basic structure, which includes a nitrogen with 3 hydrogens on one end, that's called the amino group, and a carbon with a double bonded oxygen and another oxygen on the other end, that's called the carboxyl group, also called an organic acid group. The center carbon has 1 hydrogen, and then something that's often called an R group or reactive group. These R groups vary. They could be as simple as a hydrogen or as complex as a whole chain or even ring of other atoms. These chains of amino acids are formed by dehydration synthesis, and they are another example of polypeptides. Just as they're put together by dehydration synthesis, they're also broken down by hydrolysis, just like all the other large molecules. All 100,000 and more proteins are made out of the same 20 amino acids. They're divided into 2 groups as far as your diet's concerned. 9 of them are called essential amino acids. Now, these are amino acids that your body doesn't have the capacity to make from anything else. Those essentials we must get in our diets. Now, if you eat meat, you get all the essential amino acids. If you are vegetarian or vegan, it's important to know which beans and which other kinds of vegetative material you're eating so that you get all 9 essential, because there's no one bit of plant material that includes all of them. The 11 non-essential amino acids, your body is capable of converting the 9 essential amino acids into those. They form long, long chains that twist, fold, and combine to make many, many proteins in many, many different shapes. And again, shape is everything. These are the 20 amino acids. All living things make all their proteins from these amino acids. You can see the amino and the acid group on each one. Every one of them has that H2N, which is the amino group, and the COOH is another version of showing how the acid group works. Everything has the amino acid group, and what's branched off that center is the difference between each of the 20 different kinds of amino acids. They can be put together in any length or in any order to form proteins. And the important thing is that if the number or the order of the amino acids changes, you have a different protein. Protein structure is determined by the sequence of bases in DNA. Everybody has DNA, and as you know, everybody's DNA is a code. If that code determines which amino acids are built in which order. If any part of that code changes, then the amino acids will be assembled in a different order, and that's all it takes to make a different kind of protein. Where do we get our proteins? Well, we get them from our food.
Always interested.
Eggs, milk, fish, cheese, all kinds of meat. These proteins from our food are broken down into their amino acids, broken down by hydrolysis, and then reassembled in dehydration synthesis to form our proteins. So it's the same amino acids, just broken down and reassembled to make the proteins that make up your organs, that make up your muscles, and that compose all the enzymes that drive the chemistry of our body. Antibodies are also proteins, antibodies that help to fight specific diseases and provide us with specific immunity. What a protein does is determined by its shape. The shape of molecules is what determines how those molecules can fit with other molecules, and those fits with their other molecules determine what their interactions are. They're involved in every single thing our body does, from moving our fingers to digesting our food to thinking. And again, changing the order, the types, or the numbers of amino acids changes the very protein itself, what it does, how it functions, what we call it.